over at Notre Dame. Inside, a quick turnaround shot, and everything going the Cardinal way. Lindsay Dever.
Shoop from getting that shot off.
And already a big turnover. Pisani one-on-one. Her shot is through for the score. Madeline Pisani, her second. She'll reset it. There was an open opportunity, yep, and she passes it inside. Oh, backhander! Hello! Reagan with her second score in a row, and the Panthers within 2 for the first time since the first quarter. Cut inside. What a grab, what a finish! Another one for the Cardinal! Reaching up high and bringing it back down. Inside. Oh my goodness! What an impressive behind the back shot. Regan Byrne, how do you do? It might be too little too late.
Facilitating the offense and putting the ball in the back of the net last year.
Uh-oh, inside, score for the Panthers, right back at it. Here they come, Reagan with a great shot.
And that's big.
Attempt surrendered, but still something to monitor going forward.
Oh, something to monitor is that shot, Riley Bouvier. What a fantastic acrobatic shot. And the Stanford Cardinal, right now at this moment, the way the game's looking, a 2-score lead would be significant. And there it is with Tegan Ryan. 2-0 Colorado.
Defense holding.
Cutting inside, shot is in, and Clemson. They get the breakthrough they needed. No one else but Lindsay Marshall is the one to get it done. 2-1 now the score. And Lindsay Marshall, she is now 2 goals away from the single season record.
Now they have to keep that up and then get a goal right back.
Moylan working inside, can't find anything. Here's one of the key players inside, and a key big shot to start the half. Okamoto, first score for the Tigers within 1 minute of play.
That's her.
Panthers versus Tigers, a tale as old as time. And this next chapter for that tale will be taking place on Wilson Field tonight, facing the elements with a little bit of rain. But the Chapman Panthers will be taking on the Occidental Tigers. I'm Alejandro Flores here with Nico Schwegler. Nico, how are you feeling for today's game?
I'm doing fantastic, Alejandro. And as you mentioned, the rain coming down here at Wilson Field. It's going to be a great one between 2 premier teams who are battling.
Welcome back to the third quarter. Stanford leading 6-2 versus the Clemson Tigers. And they've been off to a hot start here in the second half. Stanford already with 2 quick scores. And they have a 4-possession lead. Clemson, while they've won the 2 draw controls in the second half, they have yet to capitalize on them. And one of the biggest things there that happened was they won the draw control and then a big turnover on the pass.
Yeah, there have been a variety of mistakes, both forced and unforced, in Clemson's case. In the end, leading to the same result. Stanford, quick offensive possession and a great look from inside the 12.
11 turnovers for Clemson in this one. And that's going to have to change if they want to come back in this game. But that up in the air is still down and around, and Clemson wins it in the end. Got out of the stick of Bouvier. And she's still there. No call is made, and Stanford, another forced turnover and a hit in the head as well, is going to force a yellow card.
Yeah, Goldstein really a blatant stick in the sphere call there. That time a pretty late whistle. Couldn't see by the reaction of Kate Bellissimo, like, where's the whistle? Turns out there it was, and Stanford a woman up.
So that's the last thing that Clemson needs in this moment. 2 minutes without one of their starters. Stanford leading 6-2. 12 minutes left to go in quarter 3. Again, Stanford has already clinched their berth into the ACC postseason. Clemson's right at the door as well. So really what this matchup shows and what it's going to affect is seeding, and right now the Stanford Cardinal have their sights set on a higher seeding in the ACC conference as they lead 7-2.
They're really starting to open things up now. And with Clemson schematically protecting more against that shot from straight away by Poliski, Arceri, one of the foremost players to take advantage. She's had an outstanding game today.
So as we were just mentioning, again, Stanford 4th in the ACC, Clemson right now 5th. And you're talking about an ACC conference which has 5 teams in the top 10, including Stanford as one of those teams. But what a deadly conference it is overall when you talk about North Carolina and Boston College, who really stand at the top 2, as well as Duke just behind them. So Stanford just wants to keep pace. If Duke falters at any point, they could possibly move up to number 3, and that makes a big difference when talking about matchups versus a 4 versus 5 or a 3 versus 6. When looking ahead, if you're playing one of the 5 seeds, you're looking at Clemson or Syracuse. But if you get higher, then you could possibly go up against Virginia or Virginia Tech, 2 teams that the Cardinal have already beat this year. Stanford lost a tough one to Syracuse at Syracuse earlier in the season.
And Clemson against Virginia Tech, really taking care of things on the road.
Here comes Clemson, facing the biggest deficit they've had all day. And a foul there is going to set up another. We're waiting for which card she's going to pull out. It's a yellow card. So another one for Clemson. And right now, just everything going wrong on the Tigers' side. Another 2 minutes, and this time it's without Lindsay Marshall, the top scorer on the team.
And now that is the, let's see. Gonna keep an eye on the number of yellow cards issued to Clemson so far. Gonna double check this, but I believe that is their 4th. So they are now a woman down for the duration, I believe.
Clemson has picked up a lot of fouls as well in this one, 16-8. It's been one of the biggest storylines so far, because Stanford's offense hasn't had too much success in that first half. They struggled a lot. They weren't getting the shots that they would have liked. But really, it was those fouls that always allowed them to get free position opportunities, reset their offense, and they got the breakthrough to get 4 scores in that first half. But now it is ballooned in this third quarter. 3 scores already. They have a chance to match all the work that they just did in the first half here in quarter 3. And we haven't even reached the 10-minute mark yet in quarter 3. Ava Arceri has it. Arceri, 2 goals, 2 assists. That pass inside was open to Amanda Lawson, but a little low. And Stanford missed opportunity.
Yeah, it looked like Poliski lost her footing just a little bit as she was trying to make that pass. Cost her a split second.
Goes to Maggie Jordan. It's still very early in quarter 3, so if Clemson has any hopes of a comeback, it has to start now. If you're Clemson, how do you start to march back in this one? What are you looking for on both sides, really, to try to see if they can get back in this one, as looks like a foul is called and Clemson's going to get a free position opportunity?
Well, first and foremost, it's taking advantage of free position shots when they have the opportunities. Lucy Pearson, to her credit, has been fantastic. But Clemson, when being aggressive, taking shots off of free position opportunities, have not been successful.
Castiello is going to be the one taking it. 0 for 3 on the day is Clemson. 0 for 4 now And this is going to turn right around to the other way as tripped up and fouled are the Cardinal. As Natalie Sherleff, she was the one who tripped. It looked like
that was Kate Bellissimo, and
yeah,
she's gingerly jogging off the field.
Yeah, not a great sign. One of the top defenders for this Cardinal defense. Bellissimo is going to sub out for a second. See if she can get checked up. But here comes Stanford on the offensive side now. Ava Arceri with it. Working inside. Arceri is fouled.
Opportunity for a hat trick here.
Ava Arceri already with 2 goals, 2 assists. And Stanford is 1 for 3 on free position shots on the day. Make it 2 for 4. The Stanford Cardinal pouring it on in the third. Ava Arceri picks up the hat trick. It's 8-2 Stanford.